Okay, right. Uh, Good evening. Today we have to discuss about that the next sessions, next ideas, next topics about that second lesson. And last week in the foundation of the communication dispute, actually, we just discussed and finalized that origin of the communication word. Actually, three terms we already discussed about that idea. Three terms are mainly the first Latin and English term we discussed. The Latin actually the meaning is what thing. So for the simple idea, I can explain you. Again, it's just for the summary idea. Latin, that munis word is there. Latin munis word. Munis word meaning actually doer of something. Doer of something. Doer of something means doer means the sender, communicator. That is the idea. And secondly, the English word is there. English word is common idea. Common means normally we know. Common means general things. Okay, general things. General ideas, general things. Okay. So munis and common. The combined idea is what thing? Communist. Communist. Okay. And communist idea have the combined idea like what thing? The ones who make something, ones who make something, okay, public. Mainly we can write some examples for that thing, just like news, reports or something. Just example for what thing? The public ideas, okay? That's the Latin English term. And speedily we can go for the next one, the Sinhala meaning idea. Okay, Sinhala meaning. Sinhala, the word is actually Sannivedanaya. Sannivedanaya. Okay, and we can divide that into four parts: Sanni, with, and Vedanaya. Sanni with Vedanaya. And each word actually have letter and word have meaning. Like what thing? Some means in Sinhala, Manava. Ni means Ekabadda in Sinhala, okay? With means Danim, Hangim. It means emotions, you know. Vedane means Patiravima. Okay. Where in the origins of the communication word, that part, okay? Origin of the communication word, that part. This is second page, okay? Just for the summary idea. And Sang, Ni with Vedana. English we can say what thing? Sang, finely combined, the feelings or emotions also you can write in here. And Vedana means what in spreading. So what is the singular meaning about the communication? In the exam, if they ask to explain the singular meaning about the communication word, that is idea, finally combine the feelings and spreading. That is what thing, the idea about the single idea, communication word meaning single. Finally combine the feelings and spreading. That is the idea. Okay? Finally combine the feelings and spreading. That's the point. And there, the third term you can see in there, there are third term. Third term is what thing? Tamil term, Tamil meaning, Tamil word. It's தொடர்பாடல். Okay. பாடல். தொடர்பாடல். Already we know what is the meaning about that idea, that is maintaining the relationships or developing the relationships or developing group organized activities. Okay. And you can use communication to develop some group activities, or you can use communication for developing connections. Okay, that's why we exchange some ideas with someone, and we can develop mutual understandings, bonds we can develop, and we can develop friendship, we can develop some kind of understandable ideas, we can share our experience with someone. It's really helpful for developing our connections, our relationships, our understandings. That is the point. So 3 terms are there. Latin and English term is there. Okay. Sinhala term is there. And after that, the Tamil term is there. 3 terms are there. That is the point. So after that, today we have to discuss that all the terms depend on the language. No? 2 languages are there. No? Latin and English language is there. Sinhala language is there. Tamil language is there. 3 language ideas are there. And after that thing, you can see hierarchy of the language. Hierarchy of the language. Hierarchy of the language. It means some kind of classification is there about the language. Okay. Before that thing, you have to understand one thing. What is a language? What is a language? Okay. What is a language? Actually, now I also using a language to communicate with you. No? Now I use a language to write this thing. You can see that thing. So language can do so many things. Okay. And language is some kind of a material. Okay. Language is some kind of a tool. For what thing? To communicate with someone properly. Okay. In the past, primitive, that prehistoric eras, primitive, that type of cultural eras, there's no any language in that time. Very less technological ideas are there. No? In that time, they use so many non-verbal things. They can't verbally develop some ideas because they don't have a language. They always use their human voice or some sounds or symbols or signs. Why? They don't have a proper language to communicate with someone. That's why it's totally hard in that time. But now we have a language. We have a language means now we can communicate with someone correctly, professionally, and we can do that thing very creative. So language is a more creative thing. Huh? Language is a more creative thing. And if you want to explain this thing, you can use these points. It's some kind of a material, some kind of a creative concept, and it's really helpful for communicate with someone. That type of points you can write. Okay. And language is a tool. Okay. And language is a very important thing for our life now. And we know in the communication mainly develop 2 things. No? First thing is literacy. Okay. Second thing is criticism. Okay. According to literacy thing, literacy actually based on what thing? The language knowledge. So literacy means what thing? Read, write, and understand it. Okay. Without language knowledge, how we can read, how we can understand, how we can actually write something. So reading, writing, and understanding depend on what thing? Language knowledge. So, what is language? If someone asks about that thing, or in the paper, if someone asks about that idea, language actually really helpful for writing, reading, and understanding. That is the idea, and it's actually the most creative thing that ever made by humans. There are so many innovations are there. Think about social medias are there, internet is there, television is there, radio is there, printing machines are there. So many innovations, so many creative concepts are there. But today, actually nowadays also, most of the people accept this thing and all the people know this thing because all the innovations actually some kind of creative ideas, but language that is the most creative thing that ever made by humans, because how we explain this old innovation to someone, how we write, how we note down anything, how we actually store something according to our history or something. Think about that thing. You have to write down, you have to note down something, okay? And think about language can develop the connections. Language can develop the society based relationships because we have to communicate with them. In the past, we use so many nonverbal things, but now we have to use language and we can use language. And language can develop the proper understanding. So understandings can develop the connections. That connections can develop the relationships. Relationships can develop the society. Societies can develop the cultures. Cultures can develop the countries. Countries can develop the world. So think about that thing. Language is a really important thing to develop this society and connections. So language is the most creative thing that ever made by humans as a communication material. You have to understand that. And language is some kind of what thing? It's a collection of symbols and signs and ideas. Okay. Language is a collection of symbols, signs, and ideas. So you can note down that thing in your writing book or in the paper. And when you study the language's characteristics and hierarchy ideas, please add this point to your answer. Okay. So additional points to you, and please get that. Language is a collection of symbols, signs, and ideas. It's some kind of a material tool, but it's a collection of what thing? Collection of symbols, signs, and ideas are there. Okay, this words actually is a collection of some symbols. No? Think about each letter actually a symbol. Each letter actually a symbol. Separately, this word, these letters don't have a meaning separately, but its letters combined together, it becomes a word. That words have a meaning. That is the point. So, language is a very important creative communication tool, and it's the most creative thing that ever made by humans. That is the point. You have to understand it. Then language. Okay. Mainly language have two types. We have to actually write down that thing in that blank, this blank, that hierarchy idea in here, this blank. We have to fill that thing using these two types of languages. But before that thing, you have to know another additional point. Okay, it's called language duality. Sometimes I saw this thing in that paper, mainly the provincial and some kind of mainstream papers. Language duality. In the paper, if they ask what is language duality, or following answers, what are the suitable answer for the what thing? Language duality. In the paper, if they ask what is language duality, oh, following answers, what are the suitable answer for the what thing? Language duality. In the paper, if they ask what is language duality, oh, following answers, what are the suitable answer for the what thing? Language duality. Language duality. Language duality. This is the idea. Please point out that thing and please note down that thing in some idea. Your book O, your paper O, and you can use this area also in the left hand side or right hand side. Additionally, point. Okay, that duality of the language. Please note down that thing. Duality of the language. Duality of the language means this thing. The first type of the duality idea is spoken. Spoken language. Duality of the language, spoken language. So, firstly, we use language to speaking. Okay. Firstly, we use language to speaking. Spoken language. Spoken language. First type. And second type is written. We use language for write something. Okay. Spoken language, written language are the main two duality ideas of the language. First, note down this thing. Spoken language, written language. Spoken language, written language. That is the duality of the language. Duality of the language is what thing? Spoken language, written language. Spoken language, written language. Spoken, written. Please note down that thing. Spoken language, written language. Spoken language, written language. What are those things? Duality of the language. Duality of the language. But this is not the main two types of the language. Yeah? This is just an additional idea for what thing? How we use language. How we use language in some kind of platform. How we use language. This depends on the usage of the language. Okay. But this is not the main two types. These two types are the duality of the language. What is the way that we use for speaking or for writing? Two ideas are there. So, spoken language, written language. Two things are there. Now, we have to fill this blank now. This area, we have to fill this thing. Now, we can write in here, what are the main two types of the language? Main two types of the language, right? So, it's blank like this, no? Okay, blank. Then you can write the language word in here. Language. Just write out language. Need this line. Please write down language is here. Okay, language. Language. Okay, write down. Okay. And you can divide that thing for two parts. Two parts are there. Language, mainly two types are there. This is not the duality idea. This is the main two types of the language. Okay. Language, first you write down that word, and two types are there. Two types are there. Two types are there. Two types are there. Okay. Two types. In the idea, two types. What are the main two types? In the left hand side, please write down what two types. Firstly, active languages. 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 Write down there. Active languages. And right hand side we can write the opposite of this active languages. It means actually deactive languages. Deactive languages. Active languages are here. Deactive languages are here. Deactive. Opposite idea of the what thing? Active languages. Opposite idea. Active, deactive. Main two types of the language is what thing? Active and deactive. Active and deactive. Main two types of the language is active and deactive. Please circle this thing. Active and deactive. Active languages, deactive languages. Active, deactive. Okay. In the paper, if they ask to write what are the main two types of the language, don't write that spoken language or written language. They ask that thing as the duality of the language. Okay. That is the usage, but this is not the usage. This is the main two categories. Okay. In the world, every language, two types are there, active and deactive. Okay. Now we have to understand what thing. What is active? What is deactive? Now, now I am using actually English. No, this is international standard language. In Sri Lanka, we can use Sinhala, and India we can see the Hindi or something that national language and second national language also there. Tamil language in Sri Lanka, second national language. It's a standard type language because commonly we can use that. No problem. Active means that type of languages. It means very far expand, okay, standard, formal, common type languages are active languages. What is the idea? Far expanded, common, okay, standard, okay, formal type languages are active languages. Okay, that's why English become an international language because commonly we can use that thing. Every area, commonly we can use that thing as an international language. Far expanded, standard, common, okay, common, and very formal type language. That is the idea. Now, what is the deactive? That language is also very far expanded, but we can't use that thing now. That is the point. This active language is very far expanded, and now also we can use. That's why it become a common language. Okay, that's why it become a common language. Okay, but this type of languages in the past we used that thing, but now we can't use that because it's old type languages, and some kind of we don't know actually meanings about that old ideas. Sometimes these alphabets are totally different from the normal standard languages, and we don't know some letters, missing some letters. So after that, we can write something properly using a deactive language. But active language, think about the English, 26 letters are there, so alphabet is there. Already we can use that thing anytime, anywhere. But this type of language don't have that type of proper alphabet also. That is the problem. Now we have to write some characteristics about what thing? Active languages and deactive languages. Okay, active languages and deactive languages. Get the idea. Active languages, some characteristics are there. Deactive languages also have some characteristics. Okay, we have to write down this thing in the blank frame. Okay, then firstly, active languages and deactive languages have only one common same what thing? Same characteristic. Only one. Only one. Active and deactive languages have only one characteristic that's same to the active and deactive languages. Both have same characteristic, but only one. Other all the characteristics are totally different from active languages. Active and deactive languages commonly same only one characteristics. What is that characteristic? Please write down with me. Active language, deactive language. Common only one characteristic is this thing. Far expand. This one also far expand. Far expand. Far expanded, far expanding, far expand. Far expand. It means too old, old. Far expand. Active languages are far expand. Deactive languages also far expanded languages. But that is the only one characteristic. Samely we can see in the active and deactive languages. Okay, only one. Okay, only one. Okay, far expand. That's the only one idea. Far expand. Okay. Next one. Other things are already totally different. Huh? Now, active languages. I totally recently told you. Active languages are very common. So word is here, common. Active languages are common languages. Common. But now we can write in here the opposite idea of this idea. Active languages are common, but deactive languages are not common. Actually, regional ideas are there. Regionally, we can use deactive languages. Regionally. It means selected area, selected people. Only that people only use what thing? This type of deactive languages. You know, then our Vedi language means our ancestors, Sri Lankan ideas also there. Old language types. Now we can't use that languages. Not only us, other countries also have ancient type languages. Okay, but can't we use that thing in the practical way in now because it's too old. We don't know actually the meanings about some words also. We can't pronounce that thing properly sometimes. So, regional language. English, a common language, that's why it become a standard international language. But our ancestors, some languages are not common standard language. That's why it become regional language. It's actually framed in some selected area, not every area. You have to understand that. Okay. Now that is the second one. Now write that the third one, write with me. Standard. Active languages are very standard language. Standard. It has terms, it has meanings, it has an alphabet, it has a terms, format is there, grammar is there, rules are there, standard. But unfortunately, the active languages are not standard. That's why missing some letters, actually we don't know the meanings about that thing, too old. So can't we use that thing as a proper language? Because we can't understand something. Okay. So far expand, totally same, okay. But common, regional, standard, not standard. Okay. Now the next thing, next characteristics. Please write that with me. First thing, formal. Actually, standard active type languages are formal because we know the effect. We know the target, we know the object. We can use that words for proper meaning, with proper meaning. Formal. But now you know what is the opposite side about the deactive things is informal. Not a formal language type. It's informal. Write down that. Formal, informal. formal, informal. Right? Now 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only same one is this one. Other all things are totally different. Now move to the next one. The next characteristic, fifth one, is actually active languages are very simple. That's why we use that thing without any problem. Now I actually totally with you all actually 30 minutes are there. 30 minutes are there. Now 30 minutes I without any problem I can talk with. I can speak that thing, I can write something, I can explain something without any problems. Why? It's simple. It's simple. Simple idea. Okay? Simple. No any problem. Use that language in some area. No problem. No any problems. But in the deactive languages, actually we can't use it as a simply in every area. Some problems are there. What type of problems? We don't know the meaning. Some letters are missing. So if you write something using a deactive language, sometimes we can't write that in proper. Okay? And the world's first written language, the world's first written language belongs to the Sumerians. Ethnic language, Sumerians from Iraq. Okay? Iraq. 4,000 years ago. That language, the name is cuneiform. 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 But that language alphabet actually 15, 16 letters are there. Some letters are missing. Okay. And the one time I tried to write my name using the Sumerians language. You also can search that thing in the YouTube and the internet also. Then you can see the alphabet in there. Some letters are missing. So we can't write that. We write something using this cuneiform language now because some letters are missing. That is the problem. Not simple. Active language is simple. Now think about the English language. 26 letters are there. You can use that letters for anything, anytime. No problem. No problem. Simply. But this deactive type, this type of languages have this problem. So simple. In here, the opposite side you can write with me. It's not simple. It's complex. Complex. Why? Some problems are there. Simple, complex, difficult sometimes. That's the idea. And the last characteristics now we have. What thing? Active languages are very flexible. Flexible. Active languages are very flexible. Why? We can use it that thing for writing, sometimes speaking, sometimes understanding. No problem. That's why I told you recently what thing. Okay. Duality is there. Duality means what thing? Spoken languages and written languages. We can use language to speaking or writing. That is the flexibility. But this type of deactive languages, sometimes it's can't actually change the format because some problems are there. What type of problems? Some meanings we don't know. And we don't know these words actually suitable for or what area, what occasion, what situation, we don't know. Because too old, no? We don't know the meaning. Some sources also, now we can't see the sources also. Can't. So this one flexible. This one means active languages are flexible, but deactive languages are inflexible. 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 Can't. We can't change the pattern. We can't change the structure. Some difficulties are there. Inflexible. Inflexible. So, how many characteristics are there for each language type? The first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, but only one thing you can write commonly for both language types, for expand, that's easy because common, you have to understand what thing, only 5 ideas. Why? This one common, okay, no? But these three things are totally different. So common, regional, standard, not standard, formal, informal, simple, complex, flexible, inflexible. Totally different. Okay. Now we have to write what thing under that thing. Huh? Okay. In here there's no space, but under that thing, your page, under that thing, under that frame, you can write some examples for both active language examples and deactive language examples now. Now we can write like this. Okay, under that you can write 2, 3 examples for each one. In the exam, if they ask this language belongs to what thing, so you have to answer that thing. So active languages. Under that thing, please write down. Don't write again active because already you active language types and characteristics you already write. Wrote that thing. Under that characteristics, put an example. So these are examples. Okay, examples. Active languages examples. What are the active language examples? So many examples are there. 2, 3 examples you can write like this. Firstly, we can write English, standard international language. English, English language. Tamil, Tamil language. Tamil is the second national language in Sri Lanka. And the first national language, Sinhala. And also we can write French, Japanese, Chinese also. This type of languages are active type language because we can see that thing now also. You know the language studies we have for the A levels also, language stream is there. French, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, German, English literature also there. See, active languages. Examples are there. But the next one, deactive language examples. Deactive language examples. Deactive language examples, recently I told you. One example for you. But that the world oldest and world first, very first written language. You can write that thing here. That's language, Sumerians language. Sumerians language. It's called cuneiform. Cuneiform. Cunei. Cuneiform. 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 And Latin. Latin language. Latin. In India, we can see what in Sanskrit. Sanskrit. Okay. And this one, Pali language. Pali language. Pali language. And also we can see that Egypt, that pyramids, in the pyramids inside we can see some symbolizing system language. Okay, Chinese language system, that ancient, some language systems also have that symbolic language idea. It means this type of things, chirography, chirography, and pictography. Pictography means symbolic ideas, not only letters. Symbols are there. Without letters, they try to explain something more in the Egypt pyramids, and sometimes we can see the China also. This chirography, pictography idea is there. Chirography, pictography. And also nowadays we can see a one language type. You always use that type of language also for chatting, SMS. In the past we use SMS, but now we use chatting systems or WhatsApp or something. We use some languages, mixed languages. Mixed languages. If you use mixed languages, it's a problem. Okay. If you use single language with English, it's called Singlish. Write it down. Singlish. Chatting language, Singlish. Next one. If you use Tamil language with English in India, we can see that in Tamil language with English means it's called Tanglish. Tanglish. What that meaning actually? Think about Tamil is the standard language. English is a standard language. Combined language means we can't understand sometimes. We can understand, but it's a problem is there's totally standard language, but we mixed it. Okay, think about it's like you try to explain a Tamil idea, but using English letters. You try to explain something in Sinhala, but you use English letters. It's a problem to explain something clearly, and sometimes it can really harmful for what thing. Sometimes you can face for some spelling mistakes in the English language. Why? You always use that Tamil word with this English, Sinhala word with English, okay, and after that thing, sometimes if you write some English words, some spelling mistakes are there. Think about that thing. So I saw that thing sometimes. Okay, no? Examples are okay. And think about, I saw that thing sometimes that language barriers are there. Okay. The meanings are actually totally lost. Actually, combine ideas. Combine ideas means after that thing, we can't properly develop what is the actual idea. What is the actual idea? Think about Tamil idea, but using English letters. Sinhala idea, but using English letters. Totally different. No? So many problems are there after that. Spelling mistakes. Some after using so many times English letters, English idea, and after that, some people missing some English words spellings like this. I saw sometimes that environment we write like this, no? Environment. This is that V is there, but some people use environment. W is there. I saw sometimes. What is the reason for that? Things that always use English letters, but another idea is there. Tamil or single. But if you more times you use that thing, sometimes English some spellings also missing. Think about that is not a good thing because standard language have a actually standard quality. Okay, it won't to standard language. Okay, if I explain something for the single medium people, I never using English words. Why? Because we can't explain all the things using English words, English letters actually, using English. Think about that thing. And if I explain something for the English medium people, I never use that singular words or something. Because why? That is English. That is single. Think about that thing. Okay, standard language we have to use, standard languages we have to use. It's really helpful, but every language have a quality. If every language have a respect, we have to respect to the language because language represent the nationality also. Unique languages are there. That's actually unique for the state, country. So we can express language with our nationality, no problem. Because it's a really respectful thing. You have to respect your language. Whatever it is, any language, you have to respect your language. You don't spoil that thing actually. Okay. Mostly social medias actually totally distract this idea. It's actually totally different, totally problem, a big problem. So that's really effect for this language qualities. So don't do that thing. Using a proper language to explain something for others. That's the idea. Okay, it's really helpful. Really important point. You have to understand it. Okay. Right. Now, okay. Now move to the next page, please. There's a small homework is there. Now you have to write down that thing. You have to write down that thing. Okay. If you send that thing to me, okay. If someone wrote that thing, if you send that to me, okay. But this is a simple activity for you. Now you have so many ideas about the communication. What is communication? If we ask that third page now behind third page, okay. What is communication? You can see the top. That's a question. What is communication? If you want to explain what is communication, you can so many things you can use. Now you know the meaning about the communication. Now you know the actual process of the communication, exchanging feeling, thoughts, and others. Now you know this the terms, language terms about the communication. Now you can add that point in here, Latin, English terms, meanings, and Sinhala Tamil meanings. Also, we can put to this answer. And you know, communication can develop literacy, communication can develop criticism, communication can develop the education abilities, communication can develop information sharing skills, communication can develop motivation, communication can develop entertaining, communication can develop the socialization. So many functions are there. You can add that all the points in your question answer. Okay. Then if someone send that to me, okay. But if someone don't send that to me after finish that thing, take your time and please write down this answer. Please write and please send it to me. I want to check that the simple idea about you. Now you have ideas. So please send it to me after the class, after this session. Small answer. Actually, I give the 4 marks to this thing, 4 marks, 4 mark question. So very simple. This is practice. You have to understand now. 4 marks questions have what type of measurement? This is the idea. Okay. Sometimes 4 mark question they just ask write down 4 qualities of information. Just that type point. So 4 points. Okay, you can get the 4 marks. But sometimes they ask write a short explanation about communication. Write a short explanation about information. Write a short explanation about literacy. And they give 4 marks for you. Then you can use this type of measurement, this type of space, this type of space, this type of space. Right. Please send it to me after if you write that thing, please send it. Now we have to move for the next new subtopic, nature of communication. Nature of communication. Nature of communication. Okay. Nature. This nature is not the waterfalls, sea, mountains, sky. No, no. This nature is not that nature. This nature means communication systems nature. Communication process nature. This nature have similar some names. Like what? You can see sometimes nature in the paper. In the paper, they use surrounding idea. Sorry, surrounding word to explain nature. Surrounding word to explain nature. Surrounding word to explain nature. One idea. Second, please write down that thing near to the left hand side. You can see that thing here also, no problem. In here also you can see context idea. because context word also a similar name idea for the nature. Context word also we can use as a similar word for the nature. In the paper, sometimes they give context. Context is not a different idea. Context also nature. The belongs outside things. Okay, using our communication thing. So context also we can write context as a similar idea for what thing to nature. Okay, and sometimes another idea environment. Environment similar other idea, and also we can use background. If you want, you can note down that thing, no problem. In the left hand side, you can write nature word near to the nature. Left hand side, you can point out that thing. Sometimes they use surrounding word. Sometimes they use context word. Sometimes they use environment word. Sometimes they use background word. But all are same ideas. Okay, all have a same objective. Okay, that's the thing. Okay. So nature of the communication idea have subtopics. You can count that thing. How many subtopics are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 natures are there. 7 natures. 7 context ideas. 7 surrounding ideas. 7 background based ideas for what thing? For the communication for the communication process. So what are the things? First thing, communication has aims. What are the things? Communication have aims. Just highlight only the aim word. Please highlight the aim. Aims. Aims. What type of aims we can see? Actually, aims totally same for functions of the communication. Totally same for the functions that we can see according to the communication process. Totally same. Okay, you can read that thing, you can see that idea, but totally same idea. Aims. What type of aims are there? Please note down that thing in there. 2, 3 things. Huh? After that thing, we can discuss that thing. But 2, 3 examples, you can write that thing. Dash to the aims idea and write this thing. Literacy. Literacy developing is the aim of the communication. Literacy developing is the aim of the communication. Literacy. And criticism. We can use communication to develop the criticism. It's a good point. Okay. Nextly, education. It's a craft. So many aims are there. Share information, understanding, developing. Okay. Creativity developing. Okay, culture diversity developing or something, culture connections developing or something. So many aims are there, but mainly we can see literacy developing, criticism developing, education, motivation, entertaining. So many things are there. But aims, simple ideas are this type of things. Aims, targets, objectives, that idea. Okay, that's the point. Please highlight the aims and just write down these points. Okay. Next one, symbolic. Second point is symbolic. 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 Symbolizing, symbolic. Symbols, recently I told you, the language also some type of collection of symbols and signs or ideas. Okay. Now after that I told you every word have so many letters. that letters separately they have no any meaning, but it's combined together, we can develop a word, that word have a meaning. So symbolizing some kind of signs, ideas, shapes, colors, that type of things, ideas. So mainly we can divide two types of things in the symbolic communication. Please write down that thing. We can use signs as a symbolic idea, and we can use our body also a symbolic idea. Okay, signs and body, signs and body, signs and body, signs and body. Okay, signs and body, sign and body. Okay, sign means color lights, colors, shapes. Okay, sounds also actually signs are there. Okay, and body means what thing? Your personality, your dress code, your fashion. Okay, the wear is, you wear something, that means hat or necklace or ring or watch or tie or bow or whatever it is, wear inside. Yes, and the moves, that type of things for the what thing? Body. So please write down that 2 points. Signs are there, body is there. Signs, body. Next one, contextual. Contextual. Recently I told you, context also a what thing? A background idea. Context. Context. It means the communication context, not anything. Communication context. Communication context. Okay. Communication context. Communication context. Communication context means what? Background. No? Please write down these points in there. You can use language as a context idea. Language. Any language. You can use language. Okay? Language. Language. And after that, technology. Technology. Also a context idea. Language, technology. Language, technology. Language, technology. And after that, formats. We can use some formats to explain some formats. Okay. And also we can use what thing? Experiences. Sorry, experiences. We can use our experiences to develop some communication platforms, develop some communication ideas using our thing, experiences. It's really helpful. Experiences. Really helpful. Please note down these points. Huh? As a context idea, we can use language, you can use technology, you can use formats, we can use experiences. It's a really important point. How to understand. Now, next one, communication is an activity. Next one, just highlight activity. Now you have to highlight aims, you have to highlight symbolic idea, you have to highlight contextual idea, also highlight, and activity also you have to highlight. Activity. Activity simply we can say what thing? Communication is activity, no? I am a communicator. In here, I'm the sender, no? I develop some messages using my mind and my experiences or memory. I develop a message and deliver that thing as a verbal thing. Okay, and it's out of that thing, I use a medium to exchange that thing to you, and you get that ideas from visually in the camera, and you can hear that thing using the speakers. So path is there. Now, communicator is here, message is there, medium between you and me, and you are the receiver. So steps are there. Communication is just step-by-step work. That is the point of the activity. Communication is a step-by-step work. That is the point of the activity. So you have to write down that thing in here. Activity, no? Activity. What is the idea? Communication is a, write down. Communication is a step-by-step work. Step-by-step work. Step-by-step work. That is the idea. Step-by-step work. That is the idea. Step-by-step work. Step-by-step work. Step-by-step work. Okay? After that, we can explain what is activity. Actually, step-by-step work means what that thing. We can explain that thing after. But before that thing, just simple terms we want for what thing? To answer it in the MCQ paper. In the MCQ paper, they ask just simple idea, simple term. So simple term of the activity is it's a step-by-step work. It's a step-by-step work. Next one is another different word is there. Okay, academical word. Communication is heterogeneous. Academical word, but the actually heterogeneous idea means what thing? Just write down near to that thing. It actually variations, variations, varieties, varieties also, varieties, varieties also the same idea for this. Varieties, variations. Just write down the name. Varieties, variations, varieties, variations, varieties, variations, varieties, variations. Heterogeneous idea, just highlight the word, but that other ideas in the paper, if they ask that thing, they use varieties of the communication, variations of the communication. This is for the heterogeneous. Next, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth topic, heterogeneous idea. Heterogeneous idea means variations or varieties of the communication. Just put a dash and write that thing. The variety idea. You can write like this. Communication has what thing? Communication has what thing? Types. Communication has types. Types are there. And other thing is forms. Communication have types and communication have forms. Communication has types and forms. That is the point. Types and forms are there. Types and forms are there. Communication has types and forms. In the types and forms ideas, in that the next page, I explain that thing again. But just simple ideas. What thing? Communication heterogeneous or varieties or variation idea means what thing? Communication have some types and communication have some forms. That is the point. Okay. Next one. After that, next one. Next one. Sixth one. Okay. Communication is one way as well as two way. Recently, I explained that thing to you. One way as well as two. One way as well as two. It means what? Okay. One way as well as two. If you want to develop a proper communication connection, successful communication connection with someone, the most important thing is this actual flows, ways of the communication. What that thing? What that thing? This thing. One way. One way means what idea? This thing. This is the model for that thing. SMR. SMR means what thing? S means sender. M means what thing? Message. Okay. R means what thing? Receiver. That is the point. Okay. So send a message, receiver. Just sending a message. That is the one-way process. Just sending a message. That is the one-way process. No anything. Just sending message. And you can write that idea in here. What thing? The one-way communication don't have what thing? No reactions. Write down. Another thing is no role changings. No reactions, no role changings. No reactions, no role changings. No reactions, no role changing. That is the one-way idea. One-way idea means just exchanging idea, but no reactions, no role change. That is the idea. That is the model. This is the model. Okay. Now the move next part. Two-way. Please, please understand. Okay. Sorry for that. Some kind of a network issue is there. Sorry for that thing. Uh, the idea is this thing again. Okay, two-way idea. The first thing actually the question. This one is the question. Okay, this one is what thing? Question. This one is question. Okay, and second one is what thing? Second one is the answer. Okay, that is the two-way idea. Actions, reactions. That is the idea. Actions, reactions. Question, answer. That's why This one totally different from this thing. This type of things only you can see what thing? Just question. No answers. That's why I put in here what thing? No answers, no reactions, no role changes. But here see, questions are there, answers also there. So totally change this thing. Now you can note down that thing in here. What thing? It has reactions. It has what thing? Role changes. It has reactions. It has role changes. That is the point. It has reactions. It has role changes. That is the idea. Okay. It has reactions. It has role changes. That is the point. So you have to understand that thing. Now, if you want to develop a proper connection, if you have a proper connection with that, you have a best friend for something that depend on what thing, this thing. Always you questioning and answers comes. That understanding actually depend on that thing. So successful communication is what thing? This thing, not this thing. Because it has only questions, no reactions. But this one have questions and answers. Okay, that's the point. Very simple. We can explain that. I can explain that thing, and I can give some examples for this thing in that the last pages have that idea. In here, actually, I draw that already printed that idea in here. We have to fill that thing, and we have to note down some examples are here also. In that time, again, explain that thing for you. But just for the simple idea, think about this is not a proper communication connection, but this one is very proper standard communication system. Right? Okay. Right. Now the last one. Highlight the power idea. Power. 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 Okay. What is the communication power? Simply, I can say the communication can affect for every people's lifestyle. No? Think about that thing. Developing connections, sometimes distractions comes, misunderstandings comes, motivations comes, knowledge actually develop. So many things are there. Okay, that is the idea. Now, communication have some kind of a power. What kind of power? Okay, what kind of power? What is the idea? What kind of power? Three powers are there. I already point out that thing in here, the last page of this nature idea in here. Here also you can see that idea. But before that thing, I can explain like this. Simply we can see communication can develop three type of powers. Because it means that three times it can affect for our life. Three times. Three types are there. What are those three types actually? You can write that thing. Just power idea, you highlight the power, put a dash and write. Three types are there. First thing, it's actually effect for one thing, your interest. Interests. Just write down. Interest. Think about advertisements or something. It can totally affect for your interest, your emotions, your feelings. It can motivate you to buy some products from markets. After watching some advertisements, you go for the market and you search something and you buy something from it. Not only market, you can online order that thing also after looking some kind of advertisements. It can motivate you. That means what thing? It's actually effect for your interests. Actually effect for your interest. That is the point. And next one. Okay, public opinion. Public opinion. Public opinion. Public opinion is what thing? Think about Political parties. Political parties. Political parties can affect for the some people's, mainly members, political members, ideologies. Okay, they are ideologies. It can develop. Think about after the election, you can see that effect. Before the election, you can see some more. They organize more pocket meetings and meetings every area in the country. Why? To change the public opinion. And first, what is the next goal? To get some votes from them. That is the idea, mainly. Channels also change the people's public opinion. Some channels actually they develop slogan. Their tagline is there. And Sirius TV, what is the tagline? People's channel. People's channel. They change the people's opinion. Think about we are your channel. And you are the people. Actually, you have to accept our things. You have to get a trust and develop a trust about us. Why? We are people's channel. We always represent you in every area. They actually try to explain that thing. See, that is the power. Public opinion. Okay? Think about that thing. That is the idea. And some products also have that thing. Fuel in the winning spirit. That's Milo's tagline. Fuel in the winning spirit. They change a public opinion. That is the thing. That is the idea. Okay? Public opinions, they change. Mainly political parties can do this thing very well. Okay, they activate the people's mindset to change their opinions and change the vote or something. It's a really important thing. The second one. Last one is popularity or publicity. Publicity we can write publicity or popularity also. Publicity or popularity. Publicity or popularity. Publicity. Think about films, okay, channels, music videos. You get K dramas or something also have this thing. Publicity. Films, think about the premiere that thing that Tamil Nadu, that India, you can see so many that people worship that actors, actresses. That much power, that much publicity. Publicity campaign, promotion campaigns, totally high. There are some, you can see that thing, Thalapathy Vijay show, some people, actually, they are that some kind of a small trailer of a film or something, small trailer. Before the film, they release that thing, premiere that thing, that small, actually, that trailer also have a premiere session. They organize a grand premiere session for that small trailer also. Some trailers actually 135 millions. Okay. 135, 150 millions. They watch that thing. That much power. That much publicity. So think about that really effect for our lifestyle. Think about that is the idea. So three powers are there. Communication can affect your interest. Communication can affect your public opinion. Communication can affect your what thing? Publicity ideas. Okay? If someone wants a famous person, they can use a media. Now you can see TikTok, YouTubers, very famous people. TikTok influencers are there. People always accept that points and people always respect for that influencers' ideas. And some people follow that people. And some people imitate that people's. It's total problem. Think about that is the power. Okay, film actors, actresses have that power. In the India also, Sri Lanka is not much, but India, you already know that thing. And the actors, actresses power totally high than the politicians. Okay, Now think about Talapati Vijay become a Tamil Nadu CM. Think about that power. Okay. Now Talapati Vijay all the times actually Talapati, no, it's a living legend in that film industry. So people's respect for that person, people's worship that person. Now that film, that character become the CM means think about the political power and fan base power combined together. How many power? Really effective, big power, powerful personalities. Think about that. So how it comes? They use communication to develop that power. That is the thing. You have to understand. So these the seven natures are the sub ideas of the nature. Now we can each one by one we can explain that thing and we can highlight the examples for that thing. So power, okay, interest, public opinion, and the popularity or publicity. Now move to the next one. Next first thing is communication has aims. Communication has aims. Main two aims not in here. That's why you have to write down that thing. In the left hand side, this space. Left hand side, this space. Not here. We have to write something in here. Examples. Use this space and put two stars. Main two aims you have to write. Main two aims we have to write. Just write down this thing. Main two aims already you know. Main two aims already you know. Main two aims already you know. What that thing? First aim is developing literacy. Developing literacy, writing, reading, understanding ideas. Communication can develop writing, reading, understanding abilities means good thing. Literacy. Now second point. Okay. Developing literacy. Okay. And next thing, developing criticism. Criticism. Developing criticism. Developing criticism. Developing literacy. Developing criticism. Okay. Please highlight those things. Without these two things, there's no main aims of the communication. Sometimes motivation, we can see the main functions of the communication, but main aims actually literacy and criticism. That's why in the first lesson we highlight that thing and explain that thing again to you in that time also, the last lesson also. Why we highlight that thing mainly? Because that is the main aim, main target, main purpose. Without these two things, other things actually don't come. That's the idea. Literacy criticism. Okay. Now after that thing, okay. Now with each ones have some examples you have to write down in here. Examples and some ideas. Okay. If you don't, if the space is not enough for you, please use your book or another paper. And while after that you study this tute or study this handout, please use that note as additional note for you because these just facts that additional things really helpful to develop the answer. Okay, this just facts. That's why I give some additional points for you. That additional points are the main important things for what thing? Developing the answer more logically, okay, and more creative. Okay. Now after that thing, communication has aims. The first one, education purposes. Just highlight the education and what type of purposes. Education purposes. What type of things we can see in there? We can develop this thing, right? Education is the idea. Education dash. We can organize seminars for that thing. Okay. Some sessions we can develop for that thing. Okay. And syllabus. we can develop that thing syllabus. Okay. Okay. And we can develop some kind of documentaries. Okay. Why? What is the reason? To develop the education, develop the knowledge of the other people, develop the knowledge of the other people. That is the point. So education is a point, and now also in here also I use this thing, that point now. Okay, this is education. Okay, we use a platform, we use Zoom, yeah, but this is also education. This is also education. Distance education. Okay, we follow the syllabus, we already follow that thing. Okay, we are actually according to the syllabus, huh? According to the points. We follow the guidelines, follow the modules, follow the paper structures. Okay, you pay for the papers also. Already you finalize that thing. All the things we, according to the structure, we do that thing. Okay, so that is education idea. Okay, but in the channels or newspapers or radio channels or something, they do education a different way. Okay, in here we use education as a formal way, no? Formal way, no? Because we follow the syllabus, follow the modules, follow the structure, and follow the sessions like according to topics. We organize ideas here. But in the channels, you can see sometimes some quiz programs are there, sometimes explanations are there, sometimes papers are there. Not they follow the syllabus. Suddenly they develop some ideas. So that's why media, practical media education is informal. Some problems are there. But according to education-based communication is very formal. Okay. Schools, classes, universities, that type of people do the communication education as a formal work. Okay. But mainly channels, social media, new media, internet, some sites or something, YouTubers, TikTok influencers, they do education ideas as an informal work. Some problems are there. You have to understand that. And second one, sharing informations. Sharing informations. Information. Just highlight the information. We already know communication base is information. We already highlight that in the second page, second lesson, first page. Okay, information. And information have two tabs. You have to write down that thing first. Before that thing, sorry. Before that thing, you have to write one idea. What is information? Information is this thing. Write down. Collection of, collection of, collection of, collection of ideas, signs, symbols. Collection of ideas, signs, symbols. 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 Okay. Sometimes emotions also there. Okay. Informations are some kind of what thing? Collection of ideas, signs, symbols, and emotions. Okay. Okay. Now also I explain so many informations to you. No? This idea actually depend on what in the collection of ideas, signs, symbols, emotions. See, in here also so many symbols are. Arrows, dash, G, C, slash. All the letters are symbols. So this fully idea also information. This full all the things actually belongs for the information. The information means what thing? Collection of symbols, signs, and ideas. Emotions are there. Think about that. Okay. And after that you can write. I think have small space for that thing, but if you have not enough space, please write down this thing in your writing book, and you can use a paper Okay, for this. Two types of informations are there. You have to write. First type, factual. Factual informations. Factual informations. Factual informations. Okay. Factual means a surface idea, just surface idea. We don't know actual idea. We don't know the actual meaning of that idea. We just know surface background idea. That is factual idea. Okay. That is factual idea. Now, second one. Second one we call social information. Social information. Social means myths and beliefs, traditional beliefs, that type of ideas. Myths and traditional beliefs. That type of things are what things? Social information. So sometimes these 2 points actually don't have a formal type of idea because see, surface idea. Less literacy people also get these points, but logically they can't develop an answer why the surface ideas actually sometimes not like a 100% correct thing. Just surface idea. How to analyze that thing? Then we can understand oh it's happening or not, or positive or negative. Oh, okay. But without that thing, we can't say factual. The social means what thing? Social, so many myths are there, so many traditional beliefs are there, so many things are there, unhuman characters, experiences, so many things are there. But how we believe that thing without analyzing? That's why we actually teach you what is communication. Okay? Share information, anyone can share so many things, no problem. I also can share information, no problem. But in here, I have a responsibility. What that responsibility? I can't say fake things. I can't say why? Because I follow a syllabus. I follow a system pattern. Okay, I'm an educated person. I'm a literate. I have a literacy. I have a criticism. I can't say fake thing for you. Okay? I can't say not logical thing. I can't say myths for you. Why? Because I have to develop your knowledge to develop something or analyze something critically. I won't develop you as a logical people. Okay, not a less literacy people. Can't. Because my responsibility is not that thing. So I have to teach you what is the information types, factual surface idea, social myths, beliefs, ideas. Then you have to understand, okay, what type of information now we have to use to develop a formal message. You can't use informal type messages, this type of just surface ideas, myths you can't use for the messages. You have to use more logical, analyzed data. That's the point. And additionally, last point for the information is this thing. Informations have four qualities. Four qualities. Four qualities. What are those four qualities? Accuracy, 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 clarity, clearness, clearness, clarity, clarity, clearness. The next one, transparency, transparency, transparency. In here also we have to maintain a transparency. Okay, okay, that's the idea because you have to understand my situation, I have to understand your situation. We have to responsible for this thing, and that is education. Transparency. Okay, we have to know who is our actually who developed this idea and what is the source and who is the receiver. Both points you have to understand. That is transparency. And the last thing is what thing? Reliability. Reliability. Credibility also the same idea for this thing. Credibility is reliability, no problem. But we have to focus for this thing. But have to focus on four qualities of the communication. That is information accuracy, information clarity, information transparency, information reliability. Without these four qualities, don't trust anything. Without these four qualities, don't try to use that type of information for develop your messages. Okay, don't focus on any gossips or something, because all the gossips have uh, some kind of not logical point. It means what thing? Gossips not belong to this type of quality type information. So social media, most information posts, they develop actually without these four qualities. You have to use, now you have to use, because you are communication student. You have to use media properly than others. Then you have to use what thing? If you see something in the social media, first you have to understand, is this accurate? Is this clear? Who developed this thing? That's the idea. Okay. Wait. Okay, check that thing. Na? Okay. Wait. Now, a few minutes we have. I check that thing. Okay. That's the idea. Uh, how to think about that? These four qualities idea: accuracy, clarity, transparency, reliability. Okay. That is the idea. So we have to understand that accuracy, clarity, transparency, and reliability. Without that thing, we can't understand this type of informations are quality informations or not. That is the idea. Okay. Quality, accuracy, clarity, transparency. These type of things are there. Okay. Right. Then after that thing, uh, motivations are there. Motivation. Informations. Okay. Now motivation. 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 What is motivation? Just highlight the motivation idea. What is motivation? Motivation is some kind of encouraging or evaluating other people to get some reactions from them. Okay. Now I motivate you in here to develop some kind of a logical, critical ideas from you. Okay. And if I ask a question from you, why I ask the question from you? To get some answer from you. That is motivation. Why the advertisements actually develop with using some kind of colors, shapes, celebrity artists, people are there, technology, sounds, so many things are there. Why they develop that thing? Why they develop that thing? Why they develop that thing? Because we have to understand one thing. They try to develop, they try to develop your motivational ideas. They try to touch your emotions, they try to touch your feelings, and they try to touch your hopes or something. And after that thing, after getting motivated, You go for the market, okay, you go for the market and buy some products according to that motivational ideas. Okay, so service and products, they motivate that thing, they motivate for that thing, they promote that thing, they create so many very creative advertisements for motivate. Not only that thing, sometimes impressive speech also can motivate. Right. Right. Sorry for that thing. Just connection error. What that I discussed lastly, that motivation. So motivation, some kind of what thing? Encouraging, evaluating people to get some reactions from them. So motivation, just put a dash and write. This is the idea. Encouraging, evaluating people to get some reactions. Encouraging, evaluating people to get some reactions from them. Get some reactions from them. It's some kind of production, so promoting type of ideas, okay? And put a bracket on that, you can use that thing as a positive thing or sometimes negative. Not all the times actually motivations are positive. Huh? Think about that thing. You know the drug addictions, fast food addictions, okay, instant food addictions, okay, some kind of extremism type of sometimes religious things or political things. So that type of ideologies, addictions, okay, comes also as a motivation idea. So that type of things are not positive, that negative. Okay, positive motivation means what thing? We actually positively motivate you for one thing or demotivate you. You always motivate. You have the responsibility. I can't demotivate. Popular reality shows are get the idea. Okay. Point is this thing: encouraging, evaluating people for reactions positively and negatively. We can see examples are advertisements, that type of things. Okay, advertisements, that type of things. Last two. Last two, entertaining and socialization. Entertaining and socialization. Entertaining. Entertaining is some kind of a very it's actually used for what thing to make the relaxation mainly stress releasing, that type of idea. So entertaining means what thing? It can make the happiness, it can make the relaxation from your life using some kind of a creative things. It's some kind of leisurely you can do that thing, and you can use your leisure time for the valuable creative thing. Photography, watching some films, reading some books, traveling somewhere, okay, cycling, all the things are entertaining type things. Not only the singing or something, singing, dancing, listening to music, reading books, anything, playing games or something, no problem. All are some kind of a relaxation based ideas. Okay, so entertaining. Okay, this point is this thing. Write down. Uh, use your use your use your leisure time for use your leisure time for use your leisure time for okay use your leisure time for creative things that make you happiness. Creative things that make you happiness. Creative things that make you happiness. Happy. It's not a stressful idea. It actually stress releasing ideas. Make happiness. Okay, happiness. And examples you can write in there. Uh, Singing, dancing, reading books, watching films, anything you can write. Because it's a leisure time thing. Leisurely you can do that. It's not a stressful thing. It can make you relaxed. It can make you happy mood. That's the thing. So photography, traveling, anything, entertaining type things. Media also can support for that thing using teledramas, movies, songs, chart shows, social media also really helpful for that thing. That actually happy idea. Okay. Use your leisure time for valuable creative thing that make you happiness. That is the entertaining idea. Mainly smiling, laughing is a good thing for that thing. Okay, that is the thing. But you have to use that thing for proper things and not the negative things, positive things. That's the thing. Now the last thing, socialization. 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 Socialization, now actually you are socialized people. That's why you use this type of technologies. Why? In the past, people don't know the technology. No, they don't use a Zoom platform or internet platform or online streaming or no. Why? They don't know about it. But you know that thing means you are updated people. That means you are socialized people. It means you suit to the society. Point is that right now, what is socialization? It means do something suit to the society. It means updated. Updated. You are updated people. You know what is the link, you know what is the Zoom, you know what is the platform, you know what is the WhatsApp. That's it, you know. That is updated idea. And you have to additionally point out this thing in here. In this space, you can use for that thing. Not enough space, you can write to book in your book. Okay. This socialization have two foundations. Two foundations. Okay. Two foundations. What are those foundations? First one, personal foundation. Personal foundation. Personal means what thing? Emotions, hopes, experiences. So many things are there, etc. Your emotions, hopes, and experiences are based on what thing? Personal foundation. It's personal. Now the second one. Now the second one. That is social foundation. Social foundation. Social foundation have what thing? This type of things. Okay. Traditions. Traditions, family background, okay, and beliefs. Beliefs. So many things are there, but beliefs, etc. Two foundations are there. Two foundations are there. Okay, and today the last point is for this socialization ideas. That is the ending point for today. And next day we can start the symbolic and context thing. Last point of the socialization is three terms are there. Three terms. Socialization have three terms, three forms, okay? Three forms. Two foundations, three forms are there. First one is imitating. Imitating. Imitating means the ideals, behaviors. Copying the ideas, your role models, characters, actors, actresses, whatever it is. You copying the ideas, behaviors, that is imitating, imitation, imitating, imitation, imitating, imitation. Okay, imitating. Second one. Second one. That is personalization. 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 It means what thing? It is deep effects on your mind. Deep effects of your mind is a totally very serious thing. This type of tension, anxiety, okay, depression. These type of things are very deep things, and you want what thing? Treatments. If you have, you don't have that, I think, but if you have something, that type of things, you have to get treatments. Someone have that type of things, we have to get the treatments. That's not a problem. Both will have that type of things, but have to get the treatments. And counseling is best thing for this. Counseling. Okay. If it's not that type of things you take, it's actually stop in what area? Suicide. Suicide attempts. Most of the people are in the world, they face for this type of problems. That is the idea. And how it comes? Because they don't follow these treatments or counseling ideas. That's a problem. Right? Now the form, last form is that one. It's role play. Role play. Role play. Role play means first thing. Write down this. Role play means okay, developing personality, developing personality. Okay, according to the situation. According to the situation. Actors, actresses do this thing as a job, professionally, yeah. But we are not actors, actresses, but we also can change our role according to the situation. That's not the problem. All the people do this thing. That is life. That is the thing that we can do in your life. So aims are already okay. Now that short homework you have, what is the communication idea? And small homework you have to write down this thing. In your writing book, please write down this homework. Today, July 2026. And today, the small homework is this thing, write down. And that this homework also you have to finalize. And this is the another homework for you. And please finalize that and send it to me. Please send it to me tomorrow. Please do that thing tomorrow because it's really helpful for me to mark that thing and do the answer marks for you. So this is the homework for you for today. Write down this thing, questions. Write down. In the communication studies, 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 how we get the idea about, how we get the idea about, how we get the idea about, how we get the idea about the nature of the communication, 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 and put a comma, communication, okay, comma. Explain this point, explain this point, explain this point using a one nature concept, using a one nature concept. I already explained you the aims of the communication. So many things are there. You can use that thing. Using a one nature concept with examples. With examples. With examples. This is a 12-mark question. It means one page answer. I think the aims idea, all the ideas enough for this thing. And the other seven names, seven natures also you can write in there. Don't want to explain that thing more, but aims you have more idea. You have to use that point to explain other things and other additional things also you can write in there, no problem. 12 marks question, one page answer. Please send this to me sharply tomorrow. It's really helpful for me to mark that thing and give the answers, marks for you. That's good thing. So next day we can start the symbolic idea and context idea. And this is the ending part for today. And thanks for joining. Next day, you can discuss the context and symbolic ideas and other issues. Okay. Thank you, Joshua. So good night to all the things, and next day we can discuss other points. Good night.